And here we go. Griffin Canning's first pitch in a game in 20 months. And it just misses ball one. Denny, for Griffin, what's the goal today, right? Just come out of this feeling good?
I'd say probably 1 inning, 2 innings, be able to walk into that dugout, shake Phil Nevin's hand, and look at Matt Wise in the face and said, man, that felt really good.
The stuff has been there, and people that have been paying attention to what Canning has done this offseason have really been just raving about the progress he has made as that one's fouled back 2-1.
You know, that's a good sign right there, getting behind 2-0 in the count and then having to throw on pretty much middle and seeing Straw be late. You know there's going to be some life on his ball today.
Tom Hanahan, home plate umpire. Jeff Nelson's at first base. Rob Drake, the second base up with Lance Barrett at third. Gets the count even, 2-2. Good pitch right there in the corner of the fastball. Here it comes. Just missed. When you look at the Angels rotation, you know it's Shohei Ohtani at the top. Obviously, Patrick Sandoval's been named the 2-starter. Then where did Tyler Anderson, Reed Detmers fit in? As here comes the 3-2 payoff on Straw. It's a little chopper foul left side. Looking at Suarez, who pitched yesterday. They're trying to speed him up a little bit as he gets accustomed to the pitch timer. He pitched in a road game yesterday in Texas on a split squad day. But then who is that 6th starter going to be? And I think based on experience and who has shown they can perform at the big league level, one has to think Canning's got a shot at that. 3-2. And it's in there. Cold strike 3. Griffin Canning, first batter back, gets a punch out.
Just paints that outside corner right there. Really like what O'Hoppe does behind the plate. He receives the ball with such soft hands. You know, when you have that, you just look at, he's been coached well, and then when you look at the coaching, he's got Bill Hasselman in camp, obviously, but you've got other guys that are going to help him receive balls and make them strikes.
First pitch on Brennan is low. All right, Denny, how about a Hyundai key to today's game?
Today's key is rock and roll in honor of playing the Cleveland Guardians in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Griffin Canning, grab that rock and just roll through it. Throw up a couple scoreless innings, get some soft contact, shake hands when you're done.
Brandon Drury with the backhanded stop and the flip over to Jared Walsh at first base. So 2 batters, 2 outs for Griffin Canning to get things going against these Cleveland Guardians.
And Trent, you talked in the open about his nerves and what gets your nerves to settle in and get you right back on that bike and understanding how to rewrite it. He's just pounding that zone and working ahead in batters. Like that pitch right there, being able to start him with the breaking ball, establish strike 1.
The 0-1 pitch, another dribbler over to Drury. Makes the toss over to Jared Walsh. So there you go, a clean inning with a strikeout for Griffin Canning, his first outing back. No score, home half next.
What's on tap for the Caggianos? Well, this family of Long Island brewers harvests their own ingredients on their own land, mowing every blade, getting ready to entertain at the only local farm-to-pint experience around. And that's just a Friday. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere mower and start telling yours.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. My customer really relies on his car's advanced safety system.
You're right. Okay, slow down.
So when he got a cracked windshield, he turned to Safelite. We're the experts at replacing glass and recalibrating your vehicle's camera so automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning work properly to get you back on the road safely.
And that means a lot.
Schedule now.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace. I got a heart like a truck. It's been drugged through the mud.
Ram owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram.
Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, get an average $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it.
Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. Psst, all good.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
Get a jump on spring training with Hot Stove. Join Matt and Harold for breaking news, roster moves, and updates from every camp. Weekday mornings, 9 Eastern on MLB Network.
Leading off the game for the Halos today, Livan Soto. First pitch in there for a strike from Aaron Civale, 28-year-old right-hander for the Guardians. Up and down year a season ago, battled a bunch of different injuries. So he looks to work back into a permanent role here in this Guardian rotation. Very good rotation, of course, headlined by Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie. 1-1. Soto skies this one back behind short. Rocchio is there. Calls everybody off and is able to take it. Bringing up number 27. Last chance we get to see Mike Trout here in the Cactus League with the Halos. Designated hitter for the Angels today. It'll be Walsh next, then Renfroe, Drury, Urshela. Logan O'Hoppy's your 7-hitter. Luis Barrera and Andrew Velasquez round out the order for the Angels. First pitch on track with strike. Then we saw Mike hit that RBI double. That second at, or that fourth at bat, I should say. Looked like he finally got to get comfortable and the timing looked perfect.
When Mike has a chance to be able to see a bunch of pitches. His first at bat was an extended at bat, even though I think he struck out. But having the opportunity to see pitches, get your timing down, that's really what you want to use spring training for Mike and some of these other guys that are leaving for the WBC. It's a little bit more accelerated in that nature, but pitches is critical.
Trout also in full dad mode today. The outstanding social media team at Angels showed a video there with Beckham Trout in so today in the batting cages. Trout hits this one up the middle. It's going to be scooped up by Freeman at second base, tossed to Naylor. So 2 outs here for the Angels here in the inning. Always cool to get a chance to bring your sons, be in the batting cages, be around all that, and Trout on his last day here with the Halos this spring, big-time dad duty.
And it really reminded me back in my days in Minnesota when we were at home at the Metrodome on Sundays. We wouldn't take BP on the field. It would be Kids Day. So having all the kids run around. Back when I first got to the big leagues, Pat Mahomes was bringing Patrick out, which was pretty cool to see what happened, what he's done with his life.
Not too shabby.
He's all right.
Only a couple of Super Bowls and some MVPs as Jared Walsh swings and misses there. Jared Walsh, of course, coming off that thoracic outlet syndrome he had a year ago. It was a 1-1, was very good in 2021, an all-star season for him. Cleveland picked up Mike Zunino this offseason, who also was outstanding in 2021, but struggled last year. He had the same issue Jared Walsh had. Walsh skies this one to right field down the line. He doesn't have enough. It couldn't quite straighten out. Ends up in the parking lot, foul ball.
Walsh is intriguing for me this year, Trent. You know, 21, he was really good, obviously, the all-star year. And last year, I just never felt like he was himself on a consistent basis, staying on the fastball, using that opposite field. Interesting to see how he makes that adjustment this spring.
1-2 just missed inside from Civale.
Tried to run that little two-seamer under his hands. A la Bartolo Colon back when he wore the uniform.
2-2 pitch. Outside. You know, the Guardians feel good about their rotation. It feels like Cleveland does every year, but I also feel like if they can get Civale and Plesac back on track, they really could have something. Cal Quantrill is going to pitch for Team Canada in the WBC. Of course, he'll probably be the 3-2 pitch. Skied back up in our neighborhood By the way, Denny, any foul balls this direction, I'm relying on the 13-year big leaguer to pick it up because it ain't going to be me.
I will do my best. I will absolutely do my best. I can't promise anything.
3-2 pitch. Jared Walsh swings and misses there. Civale gets a strikeout, so the Angels go down in order in the first. We played one here in Tempe. No score. Second inning is next between the Guardians and the Halos.
The overtime went into overtime. What do? You turn to DiGiorno to be MVP. MV Pizza. Fresh baked taste. The win and move. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
T-Mobile has the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus for free and price lock guarantee. Do you? Well... T-Mobile will never raise my rates for talk, text, and data. Will you?
Well, yes. T-Mobile has price lock guarantee and a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus.
Switch to T-Mobile and get a free Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus with no trade-in required.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we shouldn't really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, and unexpectedly, light beer.
My wife was slammed into by a careless driver, and we called attorney Dan Newland for help.
Dan won my case. I got $300,000, and I am forever grateful.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 407-888-8000. That's 407-888-8000.
If I could use one word to describe our experience with Dan Newland, it would be blessing.
Dan is a blessing.
Real happens here. Real encounters. Connections you can feel. Genuine reactions. True stories. Authentic flavors. And pure thrills that move you with the power of the sea. Like the all-new Pipeline, the world's first of its kind surf coaster. Experience real all year. For best deals and offers, visit SeaWorldOrlando.com. SeaWorld Orlando. Real amazing.
Enjoy some baseball, hang with the family. First pitch on Oscar Gonzalez. Misses for ball one. Griffin Canning back out. Good start for Canning. 11 pitches in the first, 7 for strikes.
That's what you want to see, just him being efficient, pounding that zone.
That one misses away.
Trent, we talk about the guys that are up for the 6th spot this year in camp, and Berea, Davidson, Silsath, and Griffin Canning. When you look at the combination of these 4 guys, and there may be others that are in conversation with that, you know, behind closed doors, but I look at it in a way of none of these 4 guys, if they're the chosen one to start the season, is getting 20 to 25 starts. It's going to be a collective conversation between all of these guys getting out there and helping.
So one fouled back by Gonzalez, 2-2. That's the thing about this. The way the Angels have it set up, they want, like, Ohtani is going to pitch every 6th day. Yes, it's a 6-man rotation, but if there's an off day, he's not going to be pushed today. The hope is that, you know, maybe Ohtani gets 2 or 3 more starts of it, maybe even more. But what it really means is that that 6th starter maybe is only going to get 15, 16 starts this year.
And so, like, obviously to start the season, they open up on the 31st, and then the next day is an off day. So now you don't need a 6th starter right out of the gate. There's so many off days early built in there that it's just going to be a decision that we're going to see who impresses them the most. But maybe every single one of these guys is starting the year in Salt Lake.
Ground ball, diving stop made by Soto, but he's not going to be able to get a throw off. Soto had great range just to get to that ball. It's going to be an infield single for Oscar Gonzalez. Despite some pretty good athleticism over there at shortstop for the youngster Soto.
It's all about first pitch preparation. Quick step right there. Ranges to get this ball. What a great play. And then just winds up losing the handle. but that's what you want to see. Effort, being able to make a play for your guy on the mound.
Even had he been able to field it perfect and make that transition perfect, I don't think there was any way he was getting Gonzalez there. 1 ball, no strikes on Gabriel Arias. You also have to think for Griffin Canning, too, coming off an injury. It's been a long time since he's pitched. I can't imagine he's going to be a 200-inning guy this year. You know what I mean? Like, could be a good opportunity to ease him back in with those extra built-in off days and kind of limit him in that sense. That's kind of why, to me, this 6th starter role would make sense for somebody like Canning.
And that's another thing. You can monitor innings and up downs and starts when you're at the minor league level.
Ground ball, Drury steps on second base, toss over to Walsh at first. 4-3 on assisted double play. So after Griffin Canning gives up the infield single, he gets a weak contact double play and 2 gone here in the 2nd.
Trent, some of the things I've noticed from him right away is the punch out of Straw to lead off the game, but everything else has been a ground ball that stayed in the infield. And that's what you want, soft contact. Obviously, the Angels infielders and outfielders are working hard on those backfields, but getting them involved, being efficient, like you said, 11 pitches in the 1st inning. Just be efficient, keep your guys active on defense.
That one misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. We'll see how many innings Canning goes today. First time out. Again, it's been 20 months since he's been on the mound. This could be it. He is working efficiently enough. You're almost tempted to say, oh, maybe he could go more. It counts 1-1 now.
I think it's just a matter of checking boxes today.
Next pitch will be his 23rd. Here it comes. Fly ball, shallow right field, long run for Renfroe. Walsh going back, called out by everybody. Drury couldn't pick it up, and that's going to drop in there for an infield hit. Or I guess a bloop single, just out of the infield. But the first one out of the infield ends up being not super hard contact either. So a little flare drops in there, 2nd hit in the inning.
This was one of those balls that just gets hit in that Bermuda Triangle. Good conversation between all 3 guys. You know they're talking as Walsh peels off. Just unable to corral it for the 3rd out here in the 2nd.
Looked like Renfroe coming in on it might have had a play, but when Drury calls him off, that's where that decision gets made for Roman Quinn. Fouls this one back.
Trent, this is one of those situations as you look at the new rules that have been implemented here in the 2023 season of not being able to shift. And last year we could have potentially seen Drury playing way more in that 3-4 hole. Now everybody is just positioned way more straight up.
Canning with that pick off to first has 1 disengagement left. Otherwise, if he goes for a 3rd time, you better get him. Otherwise, it's a balk. Here's Canning's pitch. Well, back pick to first base. Diving back safely is Freeman.
Actually, right there, one of the plays that the Angels were working on the backfields. You know, they had the coach out there throwing balls to the catchers and having them back pick towards first. So flawlessly executed here on the big diamond.
Well, if you're trying to hold a runner and you only get 2 disengagements, maybe that's a way to try to create some more of that. 1-1 pitch. Boy, that didn't miss by much. 2-1.
When I mentioned checking boxes, you know, here's another opportunity, his 2nd opportunity, 3rd opportunity to be able to pitch with a guy out of the stretch, to be able to hold the ball, to be able to get different signs, what's a hold, what's a pick, and those are just checking boxes.
2-1. Quinn just able to fight off a piece of that. Roman Quinn spent 6 years with the Phillies. Got signed and released by the Marlins, Phillies, and Royals all last year. Tampa ended up bringing him up for 21 games, and now here he is in Cleveland, trying to fight for a spot to stay in the big leagues. Career .226 hitter at the major league level. Ground ball foul. So Griffin Canning being challenged here. Creeping up on 30 pitches.
I think yet just another good sign to see how he works through an extended at bat right here. Be able to get a little bit acclimated to the pitch timer as well.
Here's the 2-2 on Quinn. Just wide. Up and away. So for Griffin Canning, struck out the first batter, got the next two in a clean first, gave up a leadoff infield single. Followed that up with a double play ball. Drury couldn't bring in a little dying quail there in the Bermuda Triangle in right field. And now 3-2 payoff is chopped foul. And a good at-bat being worked by Quinn here. As Canning now is at 30 pitches.
Having to do a little bit more work here in the second. And this is probably going to end his day, you would imagine.
Yeah.
So efficient in the first. But you know, this is what they wanted to see. I think you'd be ecstatic if he came out and threw 20 pitches in 2 innings, but this is just getting a better look at him to see how he handles things in his first time back in 20 months.
His 20th pitch of the inning goes cut on and missed for a strikeout. So Griffin Canning starts his day with a strikeout in the first, probably ends his day with a strikeout here in the second. No score, home half next.
Some light beers taste half empty. Ours is filled with gold. Modelo Oro, treasured for its smooth, elevated taste and crisp, clean finish. 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs. It's the gold standard of light beer.
A man, his family, and his tractor Penny. These are the Upshaws. And this is their playground. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere tractor and start telling yours.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
I'm not looking for another job. I'm looking for the right culture. Somewhere that has that certain something that isn't listed in the job description, even though it should be.
Welcome back to the show. You know what time it is.
I can't wait to see what you have in store for us today.
Is that flour?
I hope so. There we go. Now we're gonna pop this in the oven, like about 96 middle.
Now, about how long does that take?
And we're done.
Ooh, hot.
Fresh, delicious batch of Top Series 1. And the filling is my favorite part.
This Czech team, some of these guys had regular 9-to-5 jobs and they're up against MLB All-Stars.
Everybody's got a day job. I'm a teacher on high school and I'm playing center field.
I'm a fireman and I'm a pitcher.
The manager of Czech Republic. He's a neurosurgeon. Like, what?
We're not doing for money, we're doing because we love it. We're not pros, but I want the feeling that we are the pros.
The Czech Republic is headed to the World Baseball Classic.
Baseball Classic hasn't started just yet, but Shohei Ohtani already putting on quite a show. Look at this. This is from Team Japan's exhibition game against the Hanshin Tigers last night. Shohei with 2 home runs, 2 3-run home runs in this game last night, dropping down
that
to
ball absolutely crushed for the Angels. Hunter Renfroe leading off the inning. First pitch of the second inning. Hunter Renfroe goes deep. We saw Shohei Ohtani leave the ballpark twice for Japan in the exhibition. Meanwhile, Hunter Renfroe sending that one sailing over the berm in left field. That ball absolutely smashed by Renfroe.
Love being able to watch Shohei hit homers over in Japan, and then Hunter Renfroe just playing what's on cue right there. And that's a lot of what the Angel fans are going to have an opportunity to see this year. Get up ready to hit, and when you throw pitches that much in the zone, they should be absolutely barreled up right there. Love how he's ready to hit to start the second inning.
Brandon Drury batting here. So the home run off Civale for Renfroe. That is second of the spring. Hit 29 home runs a year ago, trying to bring some more of that power to the Angels. And then here's Drury, who had 28 a year ago.
There's so many pluses that Hunter Renfroe has and the ability to help this lineup this year, not just offensively, but defensively as well.
1-1 on Drury. Now that's the thing about this Angel lineup. You know, we were talking before the game how many teams could hit, you know, how many guys could hit 20 home runs on a team. If you go down the line, the Angels have like 6-7 guys that could be 20 homer players.
And you would absolutely love to see it. And where that's really going to help is on the mound. Guys not having to make every single pitch a quality pitch. Be able to give up a mistake and have it not really hurt you in the overall aspect of that game.
Drury staying alive here in this second inning. Angels with a 1-0 lead thanks to that Hunter Renfroe first pitch home run. And that's going to be Brandon Drury going down looking. So good pitch by Civale to bounce right back. Right there from Cleveland. His curveball and slider, best pitches. We saw that, or that sinker, I should say, but the curveball there worked out for a called third strike.
Both of his strikeouts have come on the curveballs, both to Drury and Walsh. Obviously an above average major league pitch.
Urshela goes after the first pitch here, hits it over to Rocchio, top over to Naylor. 6-3 on the putout. 2 gone here in the second inning as Logan O'Hoppe is going to bat here. Prospect the Angels are really excited about. One of the more highly touted prospects around baseball. As a backstop, could see Edgar Carroll later today. And those two of the top 3 prospects in the Angels system, catchers. So Hoppy looks at that one in there for a strike.
All reports out of camp so far, and from pretty educated people as far as catching goes, talk about Logan O'Hoppe as being the real deal.
We know he can hit too. 26 home runs in Double-A a season ago. On base percentage over 400. Of course, Double-A numbers, you're trying to get it to translate to the major leagues. Now just a little taste the end of last year. Appeal to first, check swing, ball 2.
You know, Trent, back when I was playing, that was the biggest thing they talk about. If you can hit in Double-A, you can hit in the big leagues because guys are so much more around the zone.
Fly ball back behind home plate. Evens the count 2-2 on O'Hoppe. The depth of the Angels, certainly something to be excited about this year. O'Hoppe featured in that. 2-2, O'Hoppe drives this one to center field. Will it be playable for Quinn? He is back at the wall and snags it right at the wall.
Get more spring training action Tuesday on MLB Network. At 1 Eastern, the Blue Jays take on the Pirates, followed by Cubs and Rangers at 4. Then the Red Sox face the Braves at 8. Spring training action coming your way on MLB Network.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. My customer really relies on his car's advanced safety system.
You're right. Can I slow down?
So when he got a cracked windshield, he turned to Safelite. We're the experts at replacing glass and recalibrating your vehicle's camera so automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning work properly to get you back on the road safely.
And that means a lot.
Schedule now.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace. I got a heart like a truck. It's been drugged through the mud.
Ram owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram.
Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, get an average $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models.
After Advil.
Feeling better?
On top of the world!
Before Advil. Advil targets pain at the source of inflammation. When pain comes for you, come back fast with Advil liquid gels.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
Still living with odors? Get back in there and freshen instantly with new Febreze Air Mist. Febrez's new finer mist floats longer in the air to fight even your toughest odors. So long, sticky smells, and hello, amazing freshness. Discover the new Febreze scents today.
A very nice debut for Griffin Canning.
Just a huge breath and sigh of relief right there, walking back to the Angels clubhouse. You know, what a tremendous job. And so now the real work starts, really, Trent. You know, how does he go back in the clubhouse? How does he do his arm care? What's his ice going to be? And then really when he wakes up tomorrow and reports to the team, what's his arm feel like the next day?
Jonathan Holder's the new pitcher, as that one ends up being a foul ball. Jonathan Holder has 157 games of big league experience, but the last time was in the major leagues, 2020 with the Yankees. That one misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the leadoff hitter Cam Gallagher, the catcher for Cleveland today. Pitch from Holder. Laced but foul. Security's got to get out of the way, make sure everybody's okay. It's like he might have gotten knocked down. He's all right, all right. He's tough, 1-2. Holder's got a pretty good track record in the major leagues, 4.38 lifetime. And then ends up getting a strikeout. Good job by Jonathan Holder. Comes into the game. 3rd strikeout of the day for Angel pitching.
Gotta love it. 2 guys have towed the rubber for the Angels so far on the afternoon. Both come in leading off with strikeouts. This pitch below the zone. Gotta love swing and miss pitches, right, Trent?
Absolutely. Rocchio, the new batter here in this 3rd inning. 1 gone. Jonathan Holder delivers. First pitch, he goes after it and fouls it away. How about Jonathan Holder from Gulfport, Mississippi? Went to Mississippi State. Is said to be the first player to ever have his jersey retired at his high school. So he's got quite the track record of success in the big leagues. Of course, we mentioned with the Yankees, but had a stint with the Cubs, was hurt the whole time he was there. Was never hurt for 27 years, and well, then suffered back-to-back shoulder surgeries 2 years in a row and trying to find his way back here at the major league level. Chopped over to Walsh, a fair ball. Walsh steps over on first base. 2 gone here in the inning, and now a word from Hyundai.
Get away with a great deal only at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Two gone here in this 3rd inning as Holder gets set to work now on Miles Straw, the leadoff man for Cleveland. Ball and no strikes. Straw struck out looking by Griffin Canning. First time out. Of course, Angel fans used to seeing Miles Straw with all that success he had in Houston. Ball and a strike. One and two. I think the big takeaway today, obviously, is the success for Griffin Canning. More than anything else, it looked like Canning got his feel, and he got tested a couple tough situations.
Just go out there and get your feet wet. You know, go through some multiple situations. Only thing better that could have possibly happened today was maybe a 3-1. See how he gets off the mound. But no issues with the pitch timer, anything like that. Got to work out of the stretch a couple times. So, like I said, a very good day for Griffin Canning and also for the Angels moving forward.
Griff, just an easy guy to root for, too. Just a good person. Tough play for old Hoppy. He can't pick it up, and that's going to go in for an infield hit for Straw. Good speed down the line.
One of those balls that's just cued off the plate, and as O'Hoppe bounces out there, you know, that ball just has a lot of English on it. Side spins on him. But watching Holder pitch here, Trent, I'm trying to look at his windup and his motion and go, who does it remind me of? And just how he kind of gets into his backside and delivers the ball to home plate. First guy I think of is back in the old school days, Goose Gossage.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of sitting in that back hip, and then kind of, he doesn't crossfire, but I think it's a lot of Davinsky, how he really works his way into that left-handed batter's box.
1-0 on Brennan, outside. How about the Guardians today? 3 hits. They've all been soft. 2 infield singles. A little floater out to shallow right field. Angels just 1 hit today, but it was with some pop. That was Hunter Renfroe. Smacked a home run, bottom of the 2nd inning.
I wouldn't be surprised if you added up all 3 singles by the Guardians today and exit velo and distance, and Hunter Renfroe eclipses them in both those categories. And when you do that, you get more runs, right?
Pick off to first, diving back safely, Straw. But that's one thing, I mean, Cleveland's kind of identified that. I mean, they brought in Josh Bell, they brought in Zunino, hoping to bring some power to a lineup that has a bunch of contact guys, but they've never been near the top, actually near the bottom of teams that hit home runs. They won their division a year ago and very nearly took down the Yankees. Fly ball to Soto, deep shortstop. He is there for the final out in the inning. 1-0 Angels, bottom of the third after this.
Dermatologists are the ultimate skin experts. So Dove Men invited them to test the new Advanced Care Body Wash range.
I'm really curious to see how the shea butter component in a cleanser is going to work.
For the shower that contains an active ingredient for acne, this is really quite unique.
With Triple Action Moisturizer, Dove Men Advanced Care starts treating skin issues right in the shower.
It's a very great way to control your breakouts.
For my clients with dry skin, I would absolutely recommend this product.
New Dove Men Advanced Care Body Washes.
The overtime went into overtime. What do? You turn to DiGiorno to be MVP. MV Pizza. Fresh baked taste. The winning move. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Welcome back to the show. You know what time it is.
I can't wait to see what you have in store for us today. Is that flour?
I hope so. There we go. Now we're gonna pop this in the oven. Like about 96 middle.
Now, about how long does that take?
And we're done.
Ooh, hot.
Fresh, delicious packs of Top Series 1. And the filling is my favorite part.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Not everyone can say them, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
USA is looking strong.
The reigning champs.
Skyscraping home run. Everyone in the world knows Mike Trout. Make a play, Trout.
He wants to lead this team.
Absolutely crushes that.
My goal is to win this thing.
Team USA. Monster shot. Kyle Schwarber. A swing to remember. He struck him out, and the ball game is over.
The Cardinals have the most players participating in the World Baseball Classic.
Blast off left field. Gone. Ronaldo.
There's just too many superstars.
The polar bear makes him pay.
What a great throw by JT Realmuto.
Sends him in the air to the seats. Tim tracks it down, whirls, fires, and got him.
I mean, anytime you get a chance to represent your country and have the Team USA on your chest, it means a lot.
He struck him out on the airbender. See you later! A grand slam for Kyle Tucker.
This is a star-studded lineup here, guys.
Youngster there taking in a baseball game. How you like that? Emmanuel Clase is a new pitcher into the game. Luis Pereira goes after the first one. Played by Naylor. In coverage. There Clase gets them. 3-1, 1 pitch, 1 out for Clase. An outstanding pitcher out of the bullpen for Cleveland.
It's one of those things in spring training that you really see, Trent. These closers come in these games in non-closed situations. Managers want to make sure that they get their work in clean innings. And usually the opposition is ready to ambush because it's just a different situation for them with those closer stuff. You never want to get behind.
Andrew Velasquez is playing center field for the Angels today. Here he comes to bat. Looks at that one for a strike from Clase, an all-star from a year ago. Just 25 years old. Forgive me, he'll turn 25 in 7 days. 0-2 on Velasquez.
Based off of that swing right there, it looks like the ball's coming up pretty hot.
No doubt one of the toughest arms to face in any bullpen in baseball is Velasquez. Again, hitting right against the right-hander. He has given up, at least for now, on switch hitting, committed to being a full-time right-handed batter and trying to find a spot. We all know what his glove can do. One misses away, 1-2. An elite defensive shortstop that struggled at the plate a season ago. Angels have brought in a bunch of reinforcements in the middle infield. Trying out some center field today. Again, just trying to find a place. 2-2.
This is really good for Andrew Velasquez right here. Not the familiarity of right on right. Being able to C-spin from an electric arm. Being able to take it. I know he's done a lot of work this offseason as far as sliders from the right side.
Just gets a piece of it. Naylor will take it to first base himself. So a busy start to this third inning over there. Brings up Levon Soto.
Number 13, Levon Soto.
Boy, it's tough to judge like his progress as a right-handed batter against righties when you're going up against someone as good as Clase.
Right, you're looking at going up against all-star arms, elite guys at what they do. But again, it's a good challenge, and you can't replicate this in a batting case. Regardless of how close a guy's throwing to you or what have you, you've got to be able to see it in game action.
Saw flashes of Soto a year ago at the major league level. 1-1 in September. I thought Soto impressed last year. Saw some good things from him.
He's a really good player that gives the Angels more options this spring.
Just goes to show you the organizational depth, too. I mean, this is with David Fletcher not in camp, and he's with Team Italy, and you got Fletcher, Drury, and Rengifo, who's not here. Is with Venezuela for the World Baseball Classic. And all of these guys, Zach Neto, who we could end up seeing later today, is in the mix. And you just kind of look at the Angels shortstop situation, and it's easy to identify what's coming, what's rising throughout this organization. And Soto, case in point, is that.
You want established guys that you know what you're going to get, but the Angels aren't in that situation. They've got a multitude of guys that are going to be very complementary in their own skill sets, and how do they want to play it that way coming out of spring training.
He takes a called third strike from Clase right there. Nice inning for Clase.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, and unexpectedly, light beer.
A man, his tractor, and his family. These are the Upshaws, though he goes by Shaw, which stands for skilled hands at work. Because whether he's cutting hair, mowing grass, moving earth, or even roasting marshmallows, he's got a firm grasp on what matters most. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere tractor and start telling yours.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Remember that guy? Can't beat that. So innocent and wrong. Somebody did beat that. Spoiler alert, it was Spectrum Mobile. Same handsome guy, even better offer. Because now every unlimited line is just $29.99, and you get the next line free. Boy, he was really moving. It's a fast bus. Technology. Get unlimited for $29.99 a month, and your next line is free for 12 months. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
I wouldn't have lasted this long in the entertainment industry if I hadn't taken a few risks. But I'm also a realist, because I've seen it all. Gold gives you everything the stock market can't. A hedge against inflation, a protection against economic crashes, and the best way to protect your family and their interests. Gold is the only true global currency. You can get your free gold and silver investment guide today. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com.
New pitcher into the game, Jacob Webb, the right-hander. 29 years old, Riverside native. To Riverside Pauly, out of the Braves organization. First pitch on Josh Naylor in there for a strike.
Trent, they may be looking for the home run ball that Ohtani hit yesterday in Japan.
That ball was crushed, man. Down on one knee. 1-1. Speaking of Riverside, I heard a rumor that we may see Adam Kennedy coming by Angels camp sometime soon. John Lackey was here a little bit earlier today. As this one is hitting foul territory, it's going to get out of play.
Yeah, I really enjoy being here in Tempe Diablo Stadium, main diamond backfields, and seeing some familiar faces. Obviously, John Lackey donning the uniform again. But you know, Torrey Hunter's being rumored to be coming out. You have Darren Erstead here earlier. It's just great to bring all these players back and refamiliarize them, you know, and just bring the positive energy because of what they've done in their careers in these uniforms.
Good job by Naylor to lay off. A little late break on that pitch from Jacob Webb. Yeah, Phil Nevin bringing in guys from that either he played with or from that 2002 championship team, maybe trying to bring that winning mojo back to the Halos. Naylor hits this one to center field. Velasquez will be tested for the first time today. He comes up for it and is there for out number 1.
Flawless in his first attempt out there. You know, Trent, as a former middle infielder for most of my career, having an opportunity to go from the dirt out there to the grass, always felt like center field was the easiest position to transition into. You know, so watching Velasquez handle that fly ball flawlessly is encouraging.
Oscar Gonzalez sees strike 1.
But when you look at the potential makeup of the 26-man roster this year, you don't sit there and say, okay, Andrew Velasquez, 4th outfielder.
Big cut there by Gonzalez as we see Webb get ahead 0-2. You're right. And we've seen how good he is with the glove. We know he's a good base runner, and you wonder how much the run game could play a role this year. Some of that roster building. But with all the infielders the Angels have, and considering, look, as great as Velasquez was defensively a year ago, he didn't hit. And, you know, with a team with this much talent, this much depth, got to be able to do both. 1-2 inside.
And that's one thing that the front office has done in Perry Manasseh, and he's really solidified the meat of the roster, you know, giving them opportunities. And just in case a guy goes down, you've got a guy that can come in and hit in that spot in the order or play those games.
Now Velasquez's speed's going to really be tested. Gets an early jump on that. Puts on the brakes, gets there. So 2 outs Velasquez way out in center field here in this 4th inning. 1-0 Angels. Hunter Renfroe, the solo home run to lead off the 2nd inning. The only run so far, only hit for the Angels so far in this game. Mike Trout's going to be leading off the next inning for the Angels. Well, maybe the last time we see Trout. Big cut there by Arias. Pitch from Webb. Strike 2, working ahead quickly here. We've seen Angel pitching really do a good job pounding the zone.
Really have. It reminds me of Patrick Sandoval talking about his outing and what he wanted to work on coming into this year. Just stop walking, guys. Give himself a chance to win that game.
And there's a strikeout. No walks for the Angels in that game yesterday against Cincinnati. No walks so far in this one either. That's a strikeout for Webb. 1-0 Halos. Bottom of the 4th coming.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
Need to get your windshield fixed? SafeLight makes it easy. You can schedule it in just a few clicks, and we'll come to you with a replacement you can trust. It's great. That's service on your time. Schedule now.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
The golden age of light beer is here. Modelo Oro, treasured for its smooth, elevated taste and crisp, clean finish. 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs. It's the gold standard of light beer.
I got a heart like a truck. It's been drugged through the mud.
Ram owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and bold. That's why it's time for you to be a Ram.
Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, get an average $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
I'm not looking for another job. I'm looking for the right culture. Somewhere that has that certain something that isn't listed in the job description, even though it should be.
MLB Tonight's spring training coverage, an inside look at baseball's top prospects and biggest stars, and see which teams have the tools to win it all. Tonight at 7 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
First pitch on Trout, upstairs.
Can't wait till Mike Trout gets back from Team USA. Hopefully they have an opportunity to keep the trophy here in the United States, but just the experience that he had with all these guys that they're gonna play with him, most of them for the first time.
1-0 on Trout. Looks at it for strike.
Curry, little 3-pitch mix out there, a little fastball, overhand curveball, a little slider.
Comes a 1-1. Fouled back. Curry got a taste of the big leagues last year. Started a couple of games. Threw a little over 9 innings. One of many talented young pitchers in this Guardians organization. 1-2 on Trout. Fights it off the other way. Foul ball. 1-2. We'll do it again.
Trent, is really interesting for me to wait and see what happens in the WBC with all of these guys, these superstars, getting used to regular playing time, 2-3 at-bats, and then taking it to the house. You know, these guys are going to have to play 9 innings a lot sooner than they normally do.
Well, it's going to be like an all-star game.
Yeah.
For most of the time. The only difference is, where has Mike Trout been at his best? Generally, it's when he's with stars.
Leading off the all-star game?
Right. What he hit for the cycle over the course of 4 years, and a couple all-star game MVPs. Trout has owned the Midsummer Classic. Here's the 1-2 on him. That time swings and fouls this one back. Gallagher a little slow to get up in some pain here. The umpires will give him a moment. Terry Francona coming out of that Guardian dugout to go check on his catcher, the athletic trainer over there. Sure Gallagher's okay.
It's great to see Tito here in the ballpark today, leading his group. Former U of A standout, bear down.
I was going to say, it's always good to see Wildcats here in Arizona. He's Mike Trout. Gets set to hit here, but before that, a word from Jack in the Box.
Oreo cookies, cool mint. What's not to like? I guess that it's only here for a limited time.
Comes the 1-2 on Mike Trout. Xavier Curry. Gallagher gets set. Here we go. Trout hits this one hard the other way. Going back is Gonzalez. He will get there in deep right field for the first out here in the inning. Talking about University of Arizona and Terry Francona. There's always a good display of Wildcats here at Tempe Diablo. Today, no exception.
Got to back the pack, right?
There you go. Jared Walsh to bat now.
Trent, we talk about hitting and we really talk about timing, but for me, Walsh, when he's in the batter's box, it's about his rhythm. It's about his rhythm in his hands, how he keeps that fluidity and stays in motion to be able to fire once his hands are set.
Too high on Jared Walsh, 1-1. Walsh struck out his first time up.
You've got that kind of playing in your hands. You have to find where you want to bring them. Do you bring them straight back to the catcher? If you bring them more internally rotational and you hide your hands, it winds up being tougher to get to that velo, and especially that velo that's in. when I'm watching Jared Walsh hit, I really try to focus on that back elbow and see if it's not going to his spine.
Fouls this one back. Y'all saw Jared Walsh in his all-star campaign back in 2021. Battled injuries all year, was, I think, so much more banged up than he let on. This guy's a gamer, was fighting through it all of last season, was really never right. Feels so much better now. 2-2. Down and in. 3-2.
He's a great guy, great teammate, great in the clubhouse. You know, happy to help guys when they come over. That's what you want to see out of a teammate. And plus that all-star year that he had 2 years ago.
He's going to end up taking a walk. This is the first walk for anybody today. Meanwhile, our Arco top-tier play. How about this? Back in the second inning, Hunter Renfroe putting an absolute charge into this one, a blast deep left field.
Hunter Renfroe, newly acquired, gets a ball right down the middle of the plate. Talk about ready to hit. Be ready to catch that out on the berm.
Man, more than that, I was worried that might hit your hotel room out there. Ball was smacked. 0-1 here on Renfroe. It's just a good feeling to look at an Angels lineup and be able to go top to bottom and see talent all over the place. And not a team that's going to be top heavy with a couple of stars and then you have other guys trying to mix and match. No, the Angels and Perry Manasseh have thickened the middle. And Hunter Renfroe, just a beautiful example of that.
We talked about it yesterday. All the guys that they acquired this past offseason, postseason experience. And you can have major league experience, Trent, but when you've had games under your belt, when they hang the bunting all over the stadium, I always felt like those were kind of important games, opening day, playoffs, and Perry's done a really good job of recruiting a lot of those guys where they're not going to be scared in the moment.
Renfroe ground ball. Rocchio goes up for it. Toss a little bit low. That's going to end up being a fielder's choice. No throw onto first base. So Hunter Renfroe is there safely. And you look at the middle of this Angel lineup, all new additions. Go Renfroe, Drury, Urshela, all pickups for the Angels this offseason, all playing a role right in the heart of this Angel lineup.
And like you were saying, thicken up the middle of the lineup, and, you know, 5 seasons with 25 or more homers. I mean, they are going to bring the long ball experience, the long ball, you know, to this Halos lineup in 2023, but more importantly, it's the versatility and the other things that they bring. Hunter Renfroe homers, incredible arm in right field. Guys aren't going to challenge him because of that. So now maybe you're in a situation where you have to get another hit, outfield hit, to be able to score guys, and that's going to play a factor into this season.
Drury struck out looking his first time up. The count's 1-1 on him here. Yeah, such a good point you bring up. And it's not just like positional versatility, though that's part of it too. Urshela can play all over the place. We'll probably see him at first base at some point. This one is Sky back behind second base. Freeman's calling off everybody. He is there underneath it for the final out in the inning.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it. Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. All good.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. Like the Caggianos, who are brewing their own legacy. Or the Wrens, with their drama-free plot. Tranquil and serene. The Upshaws, they DIY all the time. While the Nelsons play lead in their own adventure, 150 years in the making. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us and start telling yours.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we shouldn't really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, and unexpectedly, light beer.
Every beat
Welcome back to the show. You know what time it is.
I can't wait to see what you have in store for us today. Is that flour?
I hope so. There we go. Now we're gonna pop this in the oven, like about 96 middle.
Now, about how long does that take?
And we're done.
Ooh, hot.
Fresh, delicious packs of Top Series 1. And the filling is my favorite part.
This is a proud baseball country, one of the teams that is ready to burst back onto the international scene.
Dígale adiós, Altuve para la calle de nuevo. A 2-home run inning for Gleyber Torres.
La profundidad de picheo. It's very strong here for Venezuela.
Swing and a miss. Pablo strikes him out 96 miles per hour.
The Braves give permission to Ronald Acuna Jr. to play for Team Venezuela.
Ronald Acuna Jr. destroys a baseball.
Discovered on the dusty fields of Maracay. 3,000 for Miguel Cabrera!
You've got Luis Arraez, the reigning batting champion. Jose Altuve, 3-time batting champ. Andres Jimenez, one of my favorite, most versatile players in the game.
Kid Clutch continues his tear.
This is the deepest roster and pitching staff I have seen Venezuela have.
Ranger, lanza. America, directamente Pino, señor Alvarez.
Do not be surprised if this team reaches the semifinals of this tournament.
Here's Carlos Estevez on the mound here in the top of the 5th inning. Angels with a 1-0 lead over the Cleveland Guardians. Estevez, a new pickup from Colorado this offseason, looking to contend to potentially be the closer for the Angels this year. A competitor. Had a chance to talk with him back in December when he signed with the Angels. And he made it clear part of the reason why he wanted to be here was for that opportunity to close. So far this spring has seen him have a hard time finding the strike zone, and the first pitch on Tyler Freeman misses. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outings so far for Estevez, 6 walks. That said, how much does it matter? He's been working on a lot of different things. Really has been focused on trying to get some stuff up in the zone. That one misses in, 2-1.
And watching his last time out, really trying to establish the upper part of the strike zone. Felt he did a really good job, just wasn't getting those calls. But what you have to do is you have to be able to, as a closer, pitch to all 4 quadrants.
This is going to be a ground ball over to Soto. He comes up for it. Throw on the run is in time. So a ground out there for Carlos Estevez. I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, Carlos Estevez, you know he's going to have a prominent role in the Angel bullpen. Yeah. If he's not the closer, he's the high-leverage guy. So for someone like that, you use spring training to tinker. You use spring training, right, to learn some or try different things. The results really just don't mean as much for someone like Estevez.
No, they certainly don't. But obviously, strike percentage is an important stat. But you want to see how he reacts to things. How does he react? When I was coaching in the Baltimore Orioles system, I remember a conversation that Buck Showalter had with one of the left-handers. He was talking about facing the Yankees. What do you have in your repertoire to be able to defend yourself against these guys?
Velasquez going back on it in front of the track for an easy fly out. There's a couple of quick outs here for Estevez.
And when you look at Estevez, things he's working on, being able to pitch in that upper portion of the zone for that swing and miss. These are things that he's going to go through. The Angels are going to talk to. They're going to go back and look at spin rate. They're going to go back and look at things about where he's most successful, match it up to guys that he's going to face, and just basically come up with the best plan in order to get those guys out, because it's going to be important innings and important outs he's going to try to get.
First pitch on Gallagher runs inside.
That's one thing I do notice is he does miss. Most of the time when he misses arm side.
Does so again. 2-0. See how he's able to work back here, facing 6, 7, 8 in this Guardian lineup. Now 3-0.
When you talk hitting, timing, rhythm, direction's another thing that we talk about in the cage when we talk to the guys about hitting. But pitching's kind of the same way, Trent. If you're trying to really stay in your lane and work down the slope of the mound into the catcher's box, I think it's going to help a lot of things. Balance over the rubber, being able to help your release, how far you get your extension when you're releasing the ball. And just watching some of these Angels pitchers, not saying they don't have great direction. Obviously, Gooby is way more qualified to talk about things of this nature than I am. But it winds up being one of those things where everybody has their own specific ways, and it's just being able to replicate that.
So after the first walk of the day for Angel pitching, ends up being a fly out to shallow left. Soto gets over there for it. The walk was it for Estevez in the fifth.
Need to get your windshield fixed? SafeLight makes it easy. You can schedule it in just a few clicks, and we'll come to you with a replacement you can trust.
It's great.
That service on your time. Schedule now.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
The only way you're ever gonna know what you're made of is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? The new Grand Cherokee, made for what you're made of.
During the Jeep Celebration event, get 2.9% financing on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo and Grand Cherokee 4xE. Visit Jeep.com for new inventory available near you.
Being involved in an accident can make you feel like you've lost control. It can impact your life physically and financially. And with so much information out there, choosing the right attorney can be overwhelming. I'm Mark Anajar at the Law Office of Anajar and Levine, and we encourage you to do your research before making any decisions. Read our reviews and learn about the many people we've helped take back control of their lives. Call us at 1-800-747-FREE for a consultation.
You're invited. The Rooms to Go anniversary sale is going on now. Save big with 60-month interest-free financing and low monthly payments on incredible styles store-wide. Shop amazing pieces and beautiful rooms with great sale prices plus special bonus buys and low interest-free monthly payments for 60 months. That's right, 60 is back. Now that's financing worth celebrating. Come on, the anniversary sale at Rooms to Go is going on now.
Gio Urshela is a full-grown Angel. He is going to be batting here to lead off this bottom of the fifth inning for the Halos, who have a 1-0 lead. Hunter Renfroe, solo home run back in the second inning. The only Angel hit today. Foul ball back behind first. We'll see if it's playable. It looks like it's going to just drift into the second row of seats. Xavier Curry back out there. Yep.
Gio Urshela, one of those guys that Perry Manassian has brought in this past offseason. Versatility. And I just think it speaks volumes to how much creativity Phil Nevin can have with the lineup this year.
Nice reminder there of Urshela coming up with Cleveland. A lot of baseball fans remember what he did with the Yankees. That's going to get just past Rocchio. So Gio Urshela is on. Second hit of the day for the Angels. First for Urshela. And his base hits the top this fifth inning, and the Angels have a base runner. There's the second time today. Logan O'Hoppe steps in now for the Angels, trying to get something going for the Angel offense here in this fifth inning.
Hey, I was hoping you weren't trying to walk off.
O'Hoppe's a strike. Our Kia player profile, Logan O'Hoppe. Absolutely one of the more exciting players the Angels have in their farm system. We may see him get a lot of time in the big leagues this year. O'Hoppe rips this one, and that's going to get down for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Angels. Urshela first. He moves to second with the O'Hoppe base hit.
What you like about O'Hoppe has come up today down in that lower third of the order, found 2 barrels. First ball, sent it out to the Coca-Cola sign where it was run down, but just being able to consistently find barrel, consistently be on time, give yourself an opportunity to be able to hit balls hard. Make it difficult on the defense.
Here's Pereira. Puts that one away. Pereira, who came over from Oakland this winter. Good pitch there from Curry. 1-1. Denny now feels like that chance. Bottom of the lineup, guys fighting for a spot. Maybe some of that situational hitting can come into play here. Tries to go the other way. Skies this one to shallow left center. It's going to drop in. Urshela is going to be held at third. He made a big turn at third, but gets held there on a good throw. And 3 straight singles for the Angels. All right, Squid, you want a shot? Here you go. Andrew Velasquez, the bat.
Came into the inning trailing in hits. The Angels tied him in hits. Now have pulled ahead with 3 singles this inning. Tough read right here for Urshela at second base. Does a really good job. It's funny, you're trying to look at Bill Hasselman, the Angels' third base coach. He was literally right in the path of Gio Urshela coming around. Like, I don't know if you can't hear me or not, but I am preventing you from going any further.
Goes after the first pitch is a ground ball. The tag was not made. Ball gets thrown away. 1 run is in. Another is going to come in. That's going to be Ohapi who scores on the miscue. And the Angels tack on a pair. 3-0 Angels here in the 5th.
Velasquez right there comes up with an opportunity to be able to extend the Angels' lead. Doesn't hit it hard, but sometimes you don't have to hit it hard. You know, looking at what Cleveland did a lot last year, and they're really good at it. But this play, just put the ball in play, make somebody move, and be able to do something different. That's a play right there where potentially could go out of the baseline. But when your rhythm's off on defense and you have to do something, doesn't always work out in your favor.
Livan Soto hits this one to deep center field. Tagging is going to be Barrera. He will score no problem. So another RBI for the Angels. 4-0 Halos here in the 5th.
Trent, situational hitting. We talked a lot about it yesterday where the Angels were very successful. Noting today here in the bottom of the 4th inning, once they get the bases loaded, Velasquez swinging at first pitch. Obviously Soto coming up right there, swinging at first pitch, having a plan and an approach, being able to take it from the on-deck circle up to the batter's box and execute really does wonders for the Angels right here in the 5th.
So Trey Cabbage hitting in Mike Trout's spot. His day is done. Velasquez on the move. He goes the other way. Velasquez was in there safely. Cabbage sees it just go foul by a foot. Maybe less. 0-1. Denny, going back though to that play when Velasquez just put it in play. That was Gabriel Arias, the third baseman there, was trying to apply the tag. 23 years old, top 10 prospect in the system. Maybe trying to do too much on that play.
Yeah, just trying to do a little bit too much right there. Going back to the days with Tom Kelly, it just goes back to, you don't have an S on your chest. Don't be Superman. Just make the routine play. I was talking on the backfield with Eddie Guardado, special assistant to Perry Manassian today, and just said on double play, just get it out. Just one out would have been very successful right there.
Let the run score, go get 2. It could have been something. That one is low. Velasquez on the move. Gets there without a throw after it was dropped by Gallagher.
Velasquez on pace to lead the Cactus League in stolen bases this year.
So Velasquez gets in a scoring position for Trey Cabbage. Comes the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike here on Cabbage. I mean, this guy was absolutely raking in Rocket City. Before suffering an injury. Hits a walk-off grand slam a week later. Season-ending broken forearm. Now fighting his way back. 2-1. Goes the other way here. That's going to be hit well. Velasquez will be able to cruise into home. An RBI single for Trey Cabbage. Angels have scored 4 here in the 5th. They have a 5-0 lead.
I love it when guys use the big part of the field right there. Not to mention, job of Velasquez, one, to be able to steal second base, get 90 feet. It's important. You're in scoring position right there. But knowing where the defense is, he knows the shortstop's holding him on. So this ball, once it's a line drive, you think freeze, but he knows exactly where the shortstop is. Cabbage covering that outer half, staying in the middle with really good posture right there. Comes up for a knock.
Jared Walsh goes after the first pitch. Ground ball over to Rocchio. Toss to Freeman over to first. That's Naylor. 6-4-3. The double play ends the inning, but not before the Angels put 4 on the board, making it happen with some situational hitting. They have a 5-0 lead, heading to the 6th.
Get more spring training action Tuesday on MLB Network. At 1 Eastern, the Blue Jays take on the Pirates, followed by Cubs and Rangers at 4. Then the Red Sox face the Braves at 8. Spring training action coming your way on MLB Network.
Home internet, what a pain in the... Hey, neighbor! Try T-Mobile, it sets up so fast. It's like Wi-Fi that runs on 5G. Home internet from T-Mobile? Wait till you see. Tell me more, tell me more. One cord's all that you need. Tell me more, tell me more. Don't you worry about speed. And I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Tums. My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
At Duracell, we're obsessed with bringing a better battery to life. Duracell with Power Boost ingredients helps this mobile spin longer. And the longer this mobile spins, the longer you have to snag a power nap.
Some light beers taste half empty. Ours is filled with gold. Modelo Oro, the light beer worthy of the name Gold. Forged with over 90 years of brewing experience for a smooth, elevated taste. Because light shouldn't be a sacrifice. Modelo Oro, 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and a crisp, clean finish. It's the gold standard of light beer.
Comes the first pitch on Straw. Sidewinder. Almost. Outside. 1-0. Kind of feels that way. One and one. Denny, I got to tell you, a lot of times after Angels regular season games, I get to sit right behind home plate and you get to see different deliveries. It comes out just kind of funky from Jimmy Hergen. This is going to be a ground ball over to Soto. High throw to Padlo, who just came in. He gets there for the out. But as a hitter, when you're facing just a different arm angle, what's that adjustment like from the batter's box?
Well, you're so used to guys standing one in the middle of the rubber because your eyesight from a batter is out there in certain angles. When guys work from the far right side of the rubber or far left side of the rubber, it's just a different angle with you have to make that adjustment with your eyes. But Jimmy Herget, you look out there on the mound, and no offense, but you're not like, wow, this is a serious, imposing physical specimen out there. But so you may get a little bit, confused about that. But the stuff is real. The arm angle is real. And when you're not used to an arm angle like he features on a consistent basis, he can really fall behind and take defensive swings like you just saw Straw there do in the first batter of the inning.
It's funny, what a difference a year makes. Coming into spring training last year, you would have looked at Herget and said, well, okay, we'll see what this guy can do. Only pitched in 61 career games over 5 years before that. I take that back. He had only pitched in 43 career games before last year having great success. 49 appearances, ERA under 2.5. Will Brennan fouls this one off. Herget gets ahead, 0-2 here, and now all of a sudden you went from seeing a guy a year ago maybe fighting for a spot to, okay, well, what is his role going to be with a bunch of veteran Angel relievers and also a lot of talent coming up that could make an impact in the bullpen at some point this year?
I mean, he can start, he can close, he can bridge, he can get important outs in the 7th and 8th innings. There's not many things that Jimmy Herget cannot do, and that's, again, a luxury for Phil Nevin to have. In this day and age when guys, maybe they can't go back-to-back because of the number of the pitches that they threw the day before, you could always slide him into any given role on any given day.
2-2 on Brennan. There's a strikeout. Jimmy Herget sits down Brennan on 3 pitches. 4th strikeout of the day for Angel pitching.
Is where just that little funky arm angle, that little 3/4, it just comes out in a spot that you're not used to hitting. So you have to make that adjustment early on, or you won't be around very long.
Josh Naylor fouls that one back, 25 years old, coming off a career year. 256 with 20 homers, 79 driven in for the Guardians a year ago. It'll be interesting how Naylor and Josh Bell fit in together. New pickup for Cleveland. Figure one of them at first, the other DHing, and probably back and forth throughout most of the season. Boy, just put that one right by Naylor, nothing in two.
You have to think a lot of their success is going to be coming from the other corner, the hot corner, in Jose Ramirez, who's such a special player.
One of the best in all of baseball. 0-2, right back up, look out. Diving effort there by Soto, can't get to it. So an 0-2 single for Naylor, he is on. Duck and cover screamer right up the gut. 2 outs here in the 6th.
Naylor can hit, man. He's so much fun to watch. Can take a big hack on a 1-strike pitch and then be able to regrip, get back in the box. Know what you're trying to do, shorten up. You know, it reminds me of an at-bat I saw earlier when I was at home paying attention to the Angel games in Luis Rengifo. His ability to take a big swing early in counts and then be able to shorten up with 2 strikes. And if Rengifo adds that to his game this year, he's going to add even more value than he did last year.
Oscar Gonzalez had that massive game-winning walk-off hit in Game 3 of the ALDS for Cleveland last year, 1-0. Hits this one hard to left field, but settling underneath is Barrera. He gets there for the final out in the inning. So Hergy gives up the single, but that was it.
A man, his tractor, and his family. These are the Upshaws, though he goes by Shaw, which stands for skilled hands at work. Because whether he's cutting hair, mowing grass, moving earth, or even roasting marshmallows, he's got a firm grasp on what matters most. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere tractor and start telling yours.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. We'll replace your windshield and recalibrate your advanced safety system so automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning work properly.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
You've been endlessly searching for a new job, but it means you're missing out on everything else.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Create a free Indeed account and get back to the fun while employers search for you.
The overtime went into overtime. What do? You turn to DiGiorno to be MVP. MV Pizza. Fresh baked taste. The win and move. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Let's be real. Your ears are gross. Yeah, you heard me right. And let me guess, you're cleaning them with these. You need to be using Whoosh. Trust me, no one wants to tell you how gross your ears look. The triple stream safely clears dirt and wax buildup, but all you really need to know, it feels incredible. Whoosh by Black Wolf. Get 15% off and free shipping at trywhoosh.com.
Meanwhile, for the Angels leading off this inning will be Joe Adell. You just see the physical improvement that he has made this year to his body, the super strength for Joe Adell. The work ethic has really impressed a lot of folks. This Angels organization misses that one 0-2.
But this is a concern, Trent. It's how is it going to translate in big league games?
I was just going to say, nobody's ever questioned Adell's athleticism. Here's the 0-2. Someone that's put up monster numbers. Rookie ball, A ball, double A, triple A. Trying to figure it out in the major leagues.
Just goes to show you, it's just not super easy up here in the big leagues.
1-2 on Adell. Then you wonder for Adele, you need him to get at bats, so you bring in Brett Phillips. Adele likely will open the year in AAA with Moniak. 2-2. Adele fouls this one away. But what's Joe Adele need at this point? He needs the at-bats. We know he can dominate AAA pitching. I want to see him be able to do it at the major league level, and he'll try to do that here in spring training games.
I mean, you just look at him, and he fouls that ball off right there and just kind of shakes his head. And one of the biggest things is just confidence. Can Joe Adele, he's gone through the minor leagues with a ton of confidence. Can he ever have that same confidence at the major league level? And if he can, what does that go into? Does that confidence match his skill set? Does the confidence match, you know, the newspaper clippings that he's always had to live up to?
Among the changes, David Fry is the new catcher of the game. Joe Narajo's at first base. Chris Roller in left field. As Adele hits this one to shallow right field. It's back behind Narajo in foul territory. He gets there for the first out.
Second baseman, number 92, Kyron.
Julian Escobedo in right. The other change. Kyron Paris batting here for the Angels. Came in to replace Brandon Drury. This is the fun part of spring training, when these managers make substitutions like as if it's a hockey game. Comes the 0-1. Paris missed a little line change here in this sixth inning.
Third line coming in right here. But again, it's great to familiarize yourself with some of these young players that going through the organization hopefully continue to rise and be able to make their dreams come true at the major league level.
Here's Paris. Just on a personal note, this is the time of the game. Like, I love this because you have the young guys that are fighting for opportunity. A lot of times you also see some veterans maybe in fight for their baseball life kind of situations. Sure, the stars are fun. Everyone enjoys that. And we're going to see them plenty during the regular season, but an opportunity for so many to make an impression.
Going back to the last batter and Joe Adele and me mentioning confidence. You're a young player like Paris right here. You come out to big league camp, you have a good spring, and you carry that confidence into the season, get off to a fast start. You can get promoted to a higher level. But a lot of times, it's really that confidence, that mental toughness that prevents very skilled and talented players from reaching where they could potentially reach at the end of their careers. I've been around a lot of exceptional baseball players, Trent, as have you. But at the same time, it's like what prevents them from matching skill set with end goal. And a lot of times it's just that mentality.
2-2 on Paris. Just gets a piece of it. It's going to end up going foul.
In the batting cage in Tustin, where we work out a whole bunch of guys, we put sayings on the board. And one of the recent things we've added on the wall is confidence is undefeated. And if you think about it, it is the hardest thing to gain, confidence, but yet the easiest thing to lose. And it's one of those things, how mentally tough can you be and deal with your failures and give yourself an opportunity to go out there and still succeed in what you're trying to do.
Harris goes down on strikes. And it looks like a pitching change is coming. I mean, we have seen Curry in for quite some time as he's pitching in his third inning. Xavier Curry. Looks like Terry Francona is going to make a substitution here. So a pitching change here in the sixth inning with 2 outs. The Angels have a 5-0 lead. We'll take a break and be right back.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, and unexpectedly, light beer.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
There's a new breed of hornet sweeping the nation.
Are you picking this up?
taking the country by swarm. The all-new Dodge Hornet.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. New Pro Enamel Active Shield actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Investing in gold doesn't have to be complicated. I'm Colin Plume, the CEO of Noble Gold Investments, and I want to take the time to show you how investing in a gold IRA can help you hedge your bets against inflation and other economic concerns on the horizon. Visit Noble Gold Investments and get our free gold investment guide on buying gold the right way. And make sure you're investing with the right company. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com.
Want more from your vitamins? Get more with Nature's Bounty. From the first ever triple action sleep supplement to daily digestive support to more wellness solutions every day. Get more with Nature's Bounty. Ready to shine from the inside out? Say yes to Nature's Bounty, the #1 brand for hair, skin, and nails, with our signature blend of health and beauty nutrients to bring out more of your inner beauty. Get more with Nature's Bounty.
Nick Michalacek, the new pitcher into the game for the Cleveland Guardians here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 Angels. 25-year-old right-hander from Houston, Texas, went to Sam Houston State. Had a good year in AAA last year with Akron, Columbus. 1 ball, no strikes. Facing Gio Urshela. 1-1. Man, I'm excited about Urshela. I think that seeing him at some first base, too, could be kind of interesting. I'm sure we'll see that at some point. 1 and 2. We did a little bit already. It's the ability to play all over the place in this infield. This is, again, just kind of a sneaky pickup. The Angels made this winner. 2-2.
Sneaky to most, but you know that Phil Nevin, when he came over to this organization, potentially had his eye on him from their days in New York.
You just think about Nevin now when he wants to make a change during the game, looks at his bench, goes, all right, there you go, we'll take that. Gio Urshela hits this one the other opposite way, drops in there for a hit. 2-out single for Urshela, his second hit of the day.
Gio Urshela got the 4-run 5th inning started with the leadoff single, and right here extends the inning. Nice piece of hitting, staying on that ball, outer third. Can't preach it enough. When good hitters stay in the big part of the field, there's going to be success day in and day out.
Michael Stefanik's going to pinch run for him here. One would think that Stefanik would stay in the game and play some third base today. First pitch on Logan O'Hoppy's a strike. O'Hoppy had a base hit, part of that 5th inning, where the Angels put 4 on the board. Pitch to O'Hoppy. Catches the corner for a strike.
Like he was trying to sit in that back hip, trying to leave to left right there.
Comes the 0-2. Looked at that one miss away.
And Trent, if those are his thoughts and his actions, I'm all here for it.
We might see the ball go a long way. Pitcher misses in the wrong spot. Or the right spot if you're O'Hoppy. Stefanik holds. You talk about great spring training stories. There's no doubt Stefanik was that a year ago.
Yeah.
Fighting for a job. We saw him get to the major leagues last season. It's kind of a start from nothing to get to Major League Baseball, an incredible achievement. O'Hoppy skies this one to center field. Quinn is there. So is Escobedo, but it's Quinn who takes care of it. So Urshela gets the single, but that was it for the Angels here in the 6th. The 7th inning is next for the Angels, the 5-0 lead.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
There's a story in every piece of land, written by those who work it, like the Upshaws, the Nelsons, and the Caggianos. Run with us and start telling your story.
We've been living in the dark ages of light beer, but the golden age of light beer is here. Modelo Oro, forged with over 90 years of brewing experience for a smooth, elevated taste. We invite you to look at beer in an entirely new light. Modelo Oro, 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and a crisp, clean finish. It's the gold standard of light beer.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
Introducing a revolutionary automatic drip coffee machine. Brewed fresh, hot or iced. True Brew by DeLonghi. Coffee from bean to cup.
Get a jump on the new season with Hot Stove's spring training coverage. Join Matt and Harold for the latest news, roster moves, and updates from every camp that impacts this season. Hot Stove, weekday mornings, 9 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
2 innings for Canning this afternoon, but he credited Pilates in helping strengthen that back. That's the injury he has been dealing with. So all in all, guys, a success for Canning's first action in quite some time.
All right, thank you, Erica. And a win for the Pilates there, working out for Griffin Canning. You look good out there. 2 innings, couple of strikeouts. Gabriel Arias is the batter here.
Now, obviously, maybe not the sharpest he would have liked his first time out. But again, 11 pitches in the first inning, 7 strikes, but pounding the zone. And the most important thing is when he walked off that mound today, how does his body feel? And then tomorrow, how does his body feel again, day after throwing 2 innings?
Colton Ingram, the left-hander, on the mound for the Angels here. Angels made a slurry of subs here in this 7th inning. Comes the 2-1. Hit to center field. Back for it's Velasquez, and he's going to watch this sail over his head. He picks it up off the wall. It's the toss in quickly, and that's going to be a leadoff double. Gabriel Arias, the top 10 prospects in this Cleveland system.
And Trout, thinking about Griffin Canning's outing, we talked for the last couple years about the guys on this roster, Mike Trout, things of that, you know, as we take a look at Arias's double in the gap here. The resounding theme today is stay in the big part of the ballpark, right? Stay in the big part, you'll have success.
Pitch to Tyler Freeman. It's a strike.
But getting back to what I was saying about Griffin Canning and some of the guys the Angels have talked about, the media has talked about availability. Griffin Canning fits into that same role. And what's his availability going to be? And it's not so much in the first part of the season, but more towards the middle and the end.
Hits a left for Barrera on the run, sliding snag. Nice play by Barrera in left. And that's going to go down for out number 1. On the move.
The Angels have been flashing a lot of leather here at Tempe Diablo Stadium in the last couple days. And this is a really good running play by Barrera, having to deal with the sun. Being able to pick that ball off the outfield grass for the first out here in the 7th inning.
First pitch on Roman Quinn is outside. The catcher in the game right now is Edgar Caro, the 19-year-old top 3 prospect in the Angels system. Replaced the number 1 prospect in the Angels system in Logan O'Hoppe. Pavlo's been at first base. Paris, the second baseman, came in for Drury a little bit ago. Angels first-round pick from last year, Zach Neto's the new shortstop. Replaced Levon Soto. Michael Stefanik pinch ran for Gio Urshela. He stays in. It's still Barrera in left, Velasquez in center, and Joe Adell in right field. For the Angels, Colton Ingram works on Roman Quinn. And that's a strike. Be sure to stick with us on our post-game show. We'll get a chance to hear from Mike Trout Erica, Mike had a conversation. We'll get a chance to share with you on the post-game show as Mike Trout concludes his Cactus League season and is off to Team USA, team captain of that American squad, before he comes back here on Thursday to face the Angels. Check swing from Quinn, appeal to first. They'll say he went, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Quinn down on strikes for the second time today. First one for Ingram here for giving up the leadoff double. Couple outs back-to-back for the new catcher who came in a few innings ago, David Fry. First at-bat today.
You got to really like what Ingram's had the opportunity to do here after giving up the leadoff double to Arias, being able to get the next two guys and just leave him there at second base. If he can complete the job right here and get Fry to hang another 0 for the Angels.
Big bender there for the strike. So Ingram ahead 0-2.
Trent, you know I'm on the hook for this, right? Like after 6 scoreless, and I mentioned that, just dawned on me. See if Ingram can pick it up here.
0-2. I'm not a believer in announcer jinxes.
Really?
Unless I'm the one that says it. Then I definitely am mindful of it. 1-2. No, it's your job. Tell the viewer what's going on. 1-2. This is in. 2-2.
Kiro doing a really nice job handling the balls in the dirt and out of the zone, showing a little bit of his versatility back there. The young pup.
Yeah, 19 years old. They're excited about him, the MVP of the Cal League from last year. Big-time offensive season. But at 19, you want to see that development from the catcher position. Maybe the one spot on the field where maturity is as important as anything else. 2-2. And that's going to be a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ingram. Fry goes down swinging, and that's how the inning comes to an end. So Arias leads off with a double, but that's it. It's the Angels 5, Guardians nothing here at the stretch.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. We'll replace your windshield and recalibrate your advanced safety system so automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning work properly.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
Get ready for the best St. Patrick's Day of your life. Meet old friends and new ones. Feast like family. Toast like royalty. Singing like no one's watching. Even louder than our bagpipers. Because Guinness is for the bold. This St. Patrick's Day is for everyone.
The majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums and weak enamel. Sensodyne sensitivity gum and enamel relieves sensitivity, helps restore gum health, and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
Welcome back to the show.
I can't wait to see what you have in store for us today.
And we're done. Fresh, delicious packs of Top Series 1. And the filling is my favorite part.
Heading to a game? The official MLB Ballpark app is the easiest way to access your tickets. Download it for free from the iOS App Store or Google Play. Once logged in with your MLB account, manage your game tickets from the Tickets tab. Meeting friends or family at the stadium? Send tickets directly to their device by selecting the event and tickets you'd like to share. They'll get a notification to sign into the Ballpark app to access their tickets for entry. Enable location services for access to features available at the stadium, including ticket and venue information. And by activating notifications, you'll receive updates, promotions, and exclusive club offers. While you're at the game, use the Home and Team tabs to enhance your experience with information about the ballpark, dining options, games, maps, offers, and more. And capture your visit by adding photos and memories from a fun-filled day at the game. The MLB Ballpark app is your key to your team's stadium. Enjoy the game.
They'll bring that in. A couple of changes for the Guardians. We'll bring you in a moment. Brett Phillips supposed to come in at some point. This is Luis Barrera, who's batting now. Milan Tolentino is the new second baseman. Angel Martinez at third. Connor Cox in center field. And the pitcher's Tim Herron here in the 7th inning. 5-0 Angels. Barrera just had that sliding snag a moment ago as Herron. Good minor league season last year. Swings and misses.
Trent, you see Barrera trying to tell himself to stay on that ball, but it's just some of that funky motion that's going on out there by Herron.
This is going to be picked up by Herron. Makes the throw on the run, gets it over to Naranjo. 1-3, Barrera goes down as Andrew Velasquez comes up for the 3rd time today. Reached on that fielder's choice back in the 5th inning that ended up to a couple of runs coming around to score thanks to the error.
Herron showing his ability to be able to get off the mound. You know, Francona, Tito over there has been having those guys do some PFPs over in Goodyear.
Here comes the 1-0 on Squid.
Both Tito Francona and big train Carl Willis back in the Minnesota Twins days, laying their eyes on their guys from behind the screen over there in the third base dugout.
Velasquez fouls this one off his left leg. 2-1. You know, we've seen Velasquez out in center field for much of today. He's been tested a few times. How do you think he's looked out there?
I think he's looked fine. You know, I mean, obviously you're not talking about, hey, let's go out there and run you out there for 60 games, you know, as he sees that ball really deep. But you're not going to run him out there for 60, but just, I look at it, what they're trying to find out in a situation like this is, hey, he's on the big league roster. You're in a blowout game. Can we get Mike off of his feet and throw a guy out there? You know, and is he serviceable to be able to do that? Yes, box checked.
Here comes the 2-2 on Velasquez. Little roller to Tolentino. Makes the toss over to Naranjo. Tolentino, a former CIF Player of the Year out of Santa Margarita High School in Southern California. Good day for the Eagles. Griffin Canning starting the game, Santa Margarita guy. Juan Tolentino, also a Santa Margarita guy.
You could just run down the list of Trinity League guys that are having a professional career, not just in baseball, but in basketball as well.
Here's Zach Neto, Angels' first-round pick from last season. Fouls it back, 0-1.
Herron's got that little, like I said, that little funk in his delivery. Once he takes the ball out, a little smoke and mirrors with the stuff to match. Really has a nice cutter working in on the right-handers, getting balls deep in there.
If you look at all the guys that were drafted last year and then look at what they were able to do in the minor leagues, you'll be hard-pressed to find a 2022 draftee that had a better pro season in the second half last year than Neto. He's behind 0-2 here, drives this one the opposite way. That one's going to get in there and may end up getting all the way to the wall. Neto could be thinking 3. Neto makes a hard turn. Neto into third base. He will go in sliding in there with the triple Zach Neto for the Angels here in the 7th.
So if that hit ability and the speed coming out of the box. What a great adjustment right there. Early on in the at-bat, he had 2 strikes. He had a big high leg kick, and then he cuts it down with 2 strikes, being able to pick him up and set him down right there. Trent, during the regular season, that's not really a long run, but early on in spring training, start to feel that one probably about at 180 feet from home plate.
We saw some guys yesterday getting some sprints up the hill here back behind Tempe Diablo Stadium. Yeah, those spring training legs getting tested. Trey Cabbage hits this one to right field, and that's going to get over the head of Escato. That will end up getting the wall. Cabbage is now thinking three. A run is already scored. Cabbage will go in there sliding head first. Back-to-back triples for the Angels. They add a run and now lead 6-0 here in the 7th.
Trey Cabbage having a really good day at the plate today. Not shocked because that is one of his strengths as he hits an absolute laser to the NittoTire.com sign. Just being on time, being very rhythmic. And what I like about his swing right here is there's not a lot to it. If you're not moving around, you don't have a lot of movement, you're going to see the ball so much better, especially that's left on left. Being able to see that ball well, make that 3-base sprint.
Here's Kevin Padlow. As pitch timer violation was called on Herring. Missed anyway. It's ball 1. How about that for Zach Neto? First hit in an Angel uniform in a Cactus League game. It's a triple. Next batter, Trey Cabbage, gets a triple himself. Ends up bringing Neto in.
I like the adjustment Neto had with 2 strikes. You know, talking about it earlier, the big leg kick before he gets 2 strikes, and his ability to just be able to not move as much, keep his leg in the ground, and let his hands work, and to be able to hit a ball hard while you do that.
I want to see the exit velo on that last one by Cabbage too. I mean, that was a laser beam.
I'll say about 113.
That's a big number. That ball was smoked. Padlow whiffs at that one. He goes down, but not before the Angels get back-to-back triples by Zach Neto and Trey Cabbage. They add a run. Angels 6, Guardians nothing as we head to the 8th.
The new Grand Wagoneer with panoramic sunroof, available Macintosh reference entertainment system, passenger display, and massaging Palermo leather-trimmed front seats. It even has one more thing, a captain's chair.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months on the 2022 Wagoneer Series 2 and Series 3. Search new inventory and locate a dealer near you at Wagoneer.com.
There's a story in every piece of land, written by those who work it, like the Upshaws, the Nelsons, and the Caggianos. Run with us and start telling your story.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I started my own app company, and with Cricket, I'm able to answer calls from my engineers and investors and know my signal's going to be great.
5G boss mode activate. Smile, you're on Cricket.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, and unexpectedly, light beer.
This is the best talent in baseball that the world has to offer, and that's why I get excited. Every country has their own touch on how they like to play the game.
Japan-Korea was the matchup in the championship game of the '09 Classic.
It is the final game of the World Baseball Classic. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Japan has successfully defended their World Baseball Classic title.
Team Korea getting better. Ha-Sung Kim, Ji-Man Choi, and now a Cardinals infielder. Tell me more.
Tommy Edman will play for Team Korea at the World Baseball Classic. I love this story. Tommy is such a great ambassador for the game.
I think I'm the first Korean-born player to get to play for the Korean national team, so it's a huge honor. So I'm really excited to be part of the environment and be part of the Korea-Japan rivalry that I've heard all about.
What a special way for him to honor that heritage by playing for Team Korea alongside Ha-Sung Kim.
Quick question. What's the deal with the World Baseball Classic? For the first time since 2017, the World Baseball Classic is back. From Japan to Puerto Rico, Nicaragua to Israel, and everywhere in between, they'll take each other down, pitch by pitch, hit by hit, until the very end. when only one team raises the trophy. This is the World Baseball Classic.
Jovan had some success in single A year ago. With the Ducks, he was a two-way guy. He is fully a pitcher now, but three-time All-Pac-12 player, is the only player in University of Oregon history to be an All-American both as a hitter and a pitcher. Started his career as a closer. Moved to third base. Had great success both. And now pitching for the Angels. 2-0. Though if there is a team where you can have some two-way success, I'm trying to think if the Angels maybe have an example.
You would think that, you know, they have a guy on the roster who's just not here right now. Too busy getting prepped for a tournament and hitting homers.
Oh, would that be Shohei Ohtani, who sent one bouncing off the moon yesterday off from one knee? Back into the screen. 2-2. Zach Collins, the new catcher in the game for Cleveland. Comes the pitch, 2-2 to Rocchio. And that's cut on and missed for a strikeout. And now, a word from Kia. Kenyon Jovan, good work getting a strikeout. First batter he faces. That one misses in. Angels made a couple of substitutions in left field and center. Brett Phillips places Barrera in left, Moniak in center. Jovan's pitch is hit hard. Right field, Joe Adell there for it. And there's the out.
You mentioned Brett Phillips out there in left field. I had a chance to see him earlier today, and Mike, there's no chance he remembers me, but when he was back in the Astros farm system, played center field for Lancaster. Just an infectious person, and it's nice to see how the course of his career has run through multiple teams, but just how infectious he has been. I think he's a great addition for this roster, and especially not just on the field, but in that clubhouse as well, to keep guys loose.
That was Zach Collins, who just flew out to right field. Chris Roller, the batter here, 1-1.
Going back to his days in Tampa Bay, felt like he was always having a dance-off with Randy Arozarena. Who's the Angel that could be his dance partner?
That's a very good question. No, Velasquez has some moves. They're back for it. Edgar Carroll for the final out in the inning. A quick inning on the mound for the Angels.
The golden age of light beer is here. Modelo Oro, treasured for its smooth, elevated taste and crisp, clean finish. 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs. It's the gold standard of light beer.
Name an ingredient you can see in this kind bar to win.
Almonds. I see almonds right there.
Yep, almonds. It's almost like the universe was talking to you.
Oh.
Here's your prize.
Nice.
Ingredients you can see and pronounce.
When you have auto glass damage, trust Safelite. My customer really relies on his car's advanced safety system.
You're right. Okay, slow down.
So when he got a cracked windshield, he turned to Safelite. We're the experts at replacing glass and recalibrating your vehicle's camera so automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning work properly to get you back on the road safely.
And that means a lot.
Schedule now.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. New Pro Enamel Active Shield actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Up next, Deli Witch from Hot Pockets. Ham and cheese on delicious bread, a must-pack for every parent. We now go to Matt, currently stuffing his face.
Deli Witch from
Hot Pockets.
Awesomely poor.
America is on its way to becoming the world's clean energy superpower, and silver is about to replace oil. Clean energy technology is reliant on silver. And believe it or not, we don't have enough silver to cover America's energy requirements, let alone the world's.
So is silver really expensive then?
It's not. Start with Noble Gold's Gold and Silver Investment Guide. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com.
Want more from your vitamins? Get more with Nature's Bounty. From the first ever triple action sleep supplement to daily digestive support to more wellness solutions every day. Get more with Nature's Bounty. Ready to shine from the inside out? Say yes to Nature's Bounty, the #1 brand for hair, skin, and nails, with our signature blend of health and beauty nutrients to bring out more of your inner beauty. Get more with Nature's Bounty.
Looks at that one miss. Down and away. Big hack there from Adele. Miss. Cade Smith, who played college baseball at the University of Hawaii. He's been as high as AA. Good season in the minor leagues, 2022. Comes the 1-1 on Adele. By the way, if anybody asked, I'd like to have played my college baseball at the University of Hawaii.
Over there on the islands?
Yeah, not too shabby.
The coach there, the guy that used to be at Rich Hill.
Yeah, Rich Hill's there now.
Yeah.
Plays Mike Trapasso, who's there for a long time. 1-2 on Adele. Looks at it low, 2-2. So doing a good job. Is that San Diego? Hill was.
You look at Joe and wonder who's going to be the guy. Is it Marcus Timms? Angels brought him in to be one of their coaches. You know, is he the guy that's going to be able to connect? Is it Phil Plantier? But you know, you watch Joe Waddell and hope that he's going to meet the accolades that he had in the minor leagues. And it's just, a lot of times all it is just one person believing in you, getting a hold of you, being able to find that connection.
By the way, we just saw Marcus Thames on screen a moment ago. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to Marcus Thames.
Wonder why he was smiling on the crack fields
why not?
today.
Celebrating a birthday today out here in Arizona. Happy birthday, Marcus. Welcome to the Halos. Kyron Paris, the batter. 1-1. But to your point with Joe Adele, yeah, you just want it to click so bad.
Yeah.
You know it's in there. It's how is he going to be able to pull it out?
Well,
or who's going to be able to pull it out?
Well, you go back to his days when he was a senior out there in Georgia, and you know, the accolades. It's not like just the Angels were like, oh, we think he's a really good player, we'll just take him in the first round. There were so many clubs that were trying to get their hands on him.
At one point, Joe Adele, the #2 prospect in all of baseball. Here's Michael Stefanik working against Cade Smith here, who had a couple strikeouts to start this 8th inning. Again, we invite you to stick with us post-game. Denny Hawking and Erica Weston. We'll have complete coverage of this one coming up in just a little bit. Breaking down Griffin Canning's day. Chance to hear from Mike Trout. It's all coming up. Stefanik watches this one miss. 1-1.
Michael Stefanik, the guy in last year's spring training that would not let anybody tell him no.
Such a good way to put it. 1-2.
So it was great to see him finally reach his dream and put that Angels uniform on. No better feeling, Trent.
An incredible story. And again, as someone that sent letters and emails to every club in baseball just for a chance, for someone that went from doing that to ending up in the major leagues, incredible. And just a great person, too. 2-2 on Stefanik.
I had a chance this year, obviously, and we've talked about it, to manage the 18U national team for Team USA. One of the players that made the final 20-man roster, Cam Tilley, out of the Midwest, sent an email to us and was like, this is who I am, these are my numbers, this and that. I just want to feel like I would like an opportunity to compete against the best. And I really thought, first I said, if he's got enough, wherewithal to be able to send an email and promote himself, bring this guy. And I really looked back and I thought a lot about Michael Stefanik through him doing that and promoting himself. So it's great to see this little connection right there.
So Stefanik draws a walk as Edgar Caro steps in, takes a look at a first pitch strike. Caro at the plate for the first time today. The Angels' 19-year-old catching prospect. Brett Phillips in the batter's circle making friends already with some folks behind home plate. On deck, I should say, as Caro hits this one, left field. That's roller there. He will end up squeezing it for the final out. 2 strikeouts for Smith here in the inning. Last chance for Cleveland when we come back. 6-0 Halos as we head to the 9th.
Get ready for the best St. Patrick's Day of your life. Meet old friends and new ones. Feast like family. Toast like royalty. To guys with beards and guys with James beards. Root for your favorite team in your favorite pub. Bake bread for the hell of it. Start a business for the love of it. Singing like no one's watching. Even louder than our bagpipers. Because life rewards the brave and Guinness is for the bold. This St. Patrick's Day is for everyone.
The Caggianos, a family of Long Island brewers, harvest their own ingredients on their own turf. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere mower and start telling yours.
Welcome back to the show. You know what time it is.
I can't wait to see what you have in store for us today. Is that flour?
I hope so. There we go. Now we're gonna pop this in the oven. Like about 96 middle.
Now, about how long does that take?
And we're done.
Ooh, hot.
Fresh, delicious packs of Top Series 1. And the filling is my favorite part.
The majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums and weak enamel. Sensodyne sensitivity gum and enamel relieves sensitivity, helps restore gum health, and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
The new Grand Wagoneer with panoramic sunroof, available Macintosh reference entertainment system, passenger display, and massaging Palermo leather-trimmed front seats. It even has one more thing, a captain's chair.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months on the 2022 Wagoneer Series 2 and Series 3. Search new inventory and locate a dealer near you at Wagoneer.com.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
Murphy, another one of those Angels taken in that 2021 draft when Barry Manassian went all pitchers. 20 rounds, 20 pitchers taken, signed 19 of them. Luke Murphy among them. First pitch on Naranjo's a strike. Murphy was the closer for Vanderbilt before the Angels took him. So the Halos starting to stockpile some SEC talent for the pitching side here in this organization. Of course, Ben Joyce yesterday from Tennessee. Got some of the numbers on Ben Joyce from Phil Nevin. He was up at 102 and sitting 100 yesterday. So sitting triple digits. And that was on March the 5th. Not too shabby. 1-2 on Naranjo here. Murphy can run it up there too. He's had a fastball that can touch 99. Likes that slider as a second pitch. This time is called. Actually, it's going to be a pitch clock violation against the Angel pitcher Murphy. So 2-2. Murphy gets set to work here on Naranjo and gets a strikeout anyway. So welcome to the game, Luke Murphy. Gets a strikeout immediately. So one gone here in the inning. That's the thing about this Angel team and players that have had high leverage reliever roles in the Angels organization. Murphy was the setup man in Rocket City last year. And that was because Eric Torres, the left-hander, also 23, was the closer. That was a pretty good back-to-back duo there at the end of games for the Angels AA affiliate, as Brett Phillips makes the catch and gives a nice little salute to the fans sitting on the lawn out here at Tempe Diablo. Why not? That is just one infectious smile that Brett Phillips brings every time he is on the field. Angels baseball returns tomorrow at noon, taking on the San Diego Padres. We'll have it for you here on Bally Sports West. Angel Martinez, the batter. Ball, no strikes on Murphy. And the thing, too, for both Torres and Murphy, AA was such a good team last year in Rocket City. Playoff team. A lot of high leverage situations these guys were in. So, you know, they may not have that major league experience, but they were pitching in big moments, pressure situations. You love that from your relievers you're trying to bring up. 2-0. Good pitch to the knees for a strike. Angel Martinez batting. So Luke Murphy trying to put a finishing touch on what's been a good day for Angel pitching. That one up and away. Griffin Canning got things started. Griffin Canning allowed 2 of the 5 hits for the Angels, but also got a couple of strikeouts, but it was all soft contact. There was an infield single there, a little bloop single in there. And that's going to be the second walk of the day issued by Halo Hurlers. Martinez will head over to first base. Really, if you look at today, there's really only been one ball hit hard by Cleveland all day. That was Angel Martinez leadoff double in the 7th. After that, Angel pitching has been outstanding. Here's Milan Tolentino, Santa Margarita. Misses in. As a junior for the Eagles, was the CIF Player of the Year back in Southern California. An outstanding defensive player as well. He's a prospect that the Guardians are excited about. 1-0. That's a strike. Can play some shortstop. I've seen him today at second base. Comes the 1-1 to Tolentino. Foul back. 1-2 is Murphy. As Cleveland down to their final strike. As time is called by Tolentino to reset. Himself a breather on the clock here. Umpire signals to reset the clock, and here we go. Pitch from Murphy just misses in. A little bit low as well. Tolentino bats for the first time today. Here's Murphy. Trying to get the closeout. Cleveland. Fouled back. Coming up right after the game, Denny Hawking and Erica Weston. Live for post-game coverage. Chat with Mike Trout. Break down Griffin Canning's performance. A good one in his first outing. And there's the pitch on Tolentino. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Murphy here in the inning. The Angels come away with a 6-0 win here on Cleveland.
We hope you enjoyed this spring training game. We now join the following MLB Network programming.
Thank you very much. We're here in Tempe, Arizona, the spring training home of the Angels. It's all part of our MLB Tonight spring training sprint. We're talking to so many of the Halos. A Mike Trout interview's coming up. We got Hunter Renfroe, Tyler Anderson, Taylor Ward. In case you're wondering, no Ohtani. He left to go pitch for Team Japan in the WBC. And if the Angels don't end this 7-season streak of losing, they may lose him again to another team at the end of the year.
Yeah, the stark reality is this. Shohei Ohtani is a free agent at the end of the year. Everybody in baseball knows that there's a sense of urgency. Is he going to stay? Is he going to test the free agent waters? Mike Trout told us earlier that, listen, they want him to stay. They'd love him to stay, but they need to get to the postseason. Everybody wants to see Trout and Ohtani in the month of October, and time is running out. They need to win now, or Ohtani may be playing somewhere else in 2024.
What do you think of the rotation? Too many left-handers in the starting
Well,
five?
4 of the 5 left-handed, but I love the signing of Tyler Anderson, bring him in. Last year made the All-Star team, commanded the changeup really well, can command the strike zone. I think he's a guy that can eat some innings up. This is the best on paper, I think, the Angels' rotation has been in the last 5 to 7 years. They need to pitch well, and they need to pitch well because they're going to score some runs, but they're going to need to hold somebody down.
We have predictions coming up later in the show. One of my favorite predictions I'm going to give you, I'll just give it to you right now. I think Mike Trout is going to begin a 4-season streak of 50 or more home runs.
You think with the pitch clock rule and all this, you just think it's going to be good for him?
I think there's going to be a winning environment. I think Perry Manazzi and the GM made the right moves in the offseason. Matter of fact, we caught up with Mike Trout, and I asked Mike if he was paying attention to all of those moves this winter. This is what he said.
You know, with everything happening with ownership, you know, going at the end of the season, you really didn't have as a player standpoint, like looking at the direction of the team, you really didn't know what direction they were going to go. And, you know, Perry went out there, made some moves early, got some big guys. And, you know, once I saw that happen, I was like, okay, here we go. And, you know, if you add some big bats like we did and some big guys on top of that rotation, it's going to make a difference for sure.
Yeah, last year, 40 home runs in 119 games. It's like, what the hell are you trying to do, be Mike Trout?
Let's go out there and play, man. That's all. You know, I was just happy to get back from my back. You know, it went from my career was over to, you know, obviously when that stuff all came out, I knew it wasn't over. But, you know, to be able to go out there and finish strong, it meant a lot to me. So,
are you starting now that you're in your 30s? Are you thinking about this Hall of Fame resume that you're putting together?
You know, sometimes, you know, when you see it on social media, and, you know, when you get compared to the greats, it's all great stuff. But, you know, I still love this game. I have so much fun doing it. You know, the numbers are what they're going to be at the end of the year. Like I said, I go out there with one mindset. Tell myself I'm the best player on the field at all times. Even it's tough sometimes. You got Shohei out there. So
yeah, you know, when I think of 1-2 punches, I mean, Dan played with a couple of great ones in Yount and Molitor, obviously Ruth and Gehrig, but you and Ohtani, that's pretty special. Are you giving slight little recommendations as he enters this walk here that you still love him in an Angels uniform? And
oh yeah, every single day. You know, it's yeah. I think, like I said, I told a lot of people this is going to mean, you know, we got to win this year. I think that'll help. You know, for sure. You know, as a mindset for him. You know, I don't know what he's thinking. You know, I'm really talking like crazy amount, like his thoughts on his future. But I know he's here now, and he's working hard to, you know, get this team to the playoffs. So
yeah, and I'm sure he's gonna work hard to get his team Japan to the WBC finals. And if Mike Trout faces Shohei Ohtani, why would I be so happy to see that?
I think everybody would be happy to see that. You know, it's good for the game. You know, for me is, you know, you want to face the best. So I mean, he's obviously top. But you know, pitchers, I think I'm not giving him an edge, but I think pitchers got an edge, you know, first couple of times. You know, if you see a guy over a course of, you know, 4 or 5 at bats, you get to see his pitches. But yeah, I only get to see his pitches from center field.
Yeah.
So being in the box is gonna be a little different. Talking to a lot of guys that's faced him, it's not a comfortable at bat. But
have you ever faced him like here?
No, he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me.
So you've never faced him?
No, I don't think I've ever been in the box. I don't think I've ever been in a box with him. I watch bullpens and stuff, but nothing like that.
Just left the split. It's only 101 with the year.
You better not miss your pitch. So.
Hey, Mike, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for the time, dude. Thank you.
You got it.
Tyler, it seemed like your free agency was a whirlwind. It happened in a blink of an eye. Walk me through it.
Well, for me, it kind of made the decision easy. Is that, you know, you were with LA last year, a really good team, and a chance to go back and kind of have some unfinished business. So for me, I was just going to stay there. You get a qualifying offer, and it was like, unless we have a deal that's really good and solid in place for a place I'd like to go play, before this qualifying offer, deadline ends, and I'm just going to go back to LA and go back for another year.
Well, you had a big year last year, first-time All-Star. What did it mean to you playing in an All-Star game?
It was great. I just felt like I've battled a lot of injuries in my career, and for a chance to come back and finally feel healthy and put some things together, just felt really rewarding.
What was the big difference in your game in 2022? Just being healthy?
Yeah, I think overall health and my stamina was a little bit better after having a good full off season of strength and conditioning, and then I made an adjustment to my changeup that I think helped me as well.
Do you kind of feed off of being in a rotation with other great pitchers? Like you were in such a great rotation, being around Clayton Kershaw and Arias and all those guys. Do you bounce things off of them, and does that help your evolution?
Yeah, I think more than anything, it's like they say that offense is contagious, hitting is contagious, but I think pitching's the same way. When a starter goes out and rolls out 7 scoreless, there's kind of an expectation that you're going to go out and hold yourself accountable to whatever they just did. So, I think you just feed off and you see the success and you see the guys and how they did it, and you just feel like, okay, I can go do the same thing.
Hey, is this Ohtani guy, is he really that good?
So far, it's unbelievable.
I mean, it's amazing what he does, isn't it?
It's crazy. You watch him do one thing, you're like, man, this guy's really good. He's really good at hitting, and then you see him pitching, like, holy cow, this guy's really good at pitching too. You just had the best. He's the best on both sides of that.
You had a good game plan. Just hang out with stars, from the Dodgers to the Angels. Tyler Anderson, well done.
Be around people that are really good.
That's why I hang out with Dan. Taylor, monster year last season. You dealt with a little bit of injuries, which kind of cost you that red-hot start. But what clicked to really help you put it all together?
I think really it's just simplifying my swing and simplifying my approach in the box. A lot goes on in that batter's box. You just want to try and simplify things the best as possible, and I think I did a good job last year doing that.
What was complicated? What did you simplify? How did you, was it your hands? Was it your leg kick?
Yeah, I think, to start, mechanically just simplifying the hands and the leg kick, just keeping that as small as possible. I'm using the ground well, I'm using my body well, so just keeping it simple and showing up every day and knowing where I'm at, I think is a big thing. So that, and then just, like I said, the approach in the box and keeping pretty much one thought throughout my entire bat.
A lot of guys go their entire career, they don't get to see great players. You have two in Ohtani and Trout. You just marvel at what they do.
Yeah, I do. It's unbelievable. Watching both of them take batting practice the other day was exceptional. It was so cool to stand there and watch them just do their thing. I mean, I don't think anyone hits the baseball like those two in the game, so to be able to be this close and have a front row seat to it, pretty lucky.
Little London Amsinger's watching right now. What is that one swing thought that you have that you could pass on to a kid that wants to learn how to play baseball?
It really depends on the pitcher. For me, if he's got a good fastball, I'm on the fastball. If he doesn't throw as hard, but he has good secondary pitches, maybe try and see him up a little bit. So I just repeat that to myself. Fastball, fastball, fastball. As it's coming out of his hand, just helps me be ready to hit it. And then same with the pitch up, just thinking get it up and out, whatever I'm thinking that at bat, just keeping it there. And then once I get to 2 strikes, anything close. Simplify it and just separate the best you can. You look at their pitches and you just try and go off the 2 that you can get, and just, if you're on the fastball and he throws a slider and you swing over it, you got to be okay with that. It's just
swing thoughts. Really
swing
good.
thoughts,
Dan's yesterday was stay connected.
Yeah.
Stay connected.
Definitely.
Taylor, awesome, man. Thank you very much. Hunter, another new squad. Are you fitting in quickly with the Angels?
Yeah, no, it's going great, man. These guys are incredible. Obviously, it's a really, really talented group of guys, and we're going to bang a little bit, and it's going to be fun to watch.
We've talked a lot of hitters with the pitch clock. Is it you have to make an adjustment hitting?
I mean, most guys I've seen just kind of stay in the box. Just kind of be quick and just make sure you're ready and pay attention to the pitcher, because that's the key right there. Because if you're looking away, they're going to strike you.
Big year for the Angels. Ohtani's a free agent at the end of the year. Is there kind of a sense of urgency in the camp to have a good year?
No, I think everybody's relaxed. I think everybody's having fun. I think we're poised to have a really good year. I think the guys are really excited what we get, unfolding.
It's about time Hunter Renfroe is wearing one uniform for longer than a year. Is it just me thinking that, or do you believe this could be a long-term home for you?
I hope so. These guys are great. Perry has talked to me a little bit about that stuff, and he's an incredible guy. And like I said, we love this team. Trout and everybody, we've fit in really well together.
You've got the beard going right now, but there's a lot of physical comparisons. Do you ever have people walking up to you thinking you're Mike Trout, sign baseball cards?
Not yet. Yeah, like I said, I got the beard going right now. I hadn't shaved, so I know, not too bad right now.
There'll be a day where you're hitting behind him, and it's gonna be they're gonna hit back home runs, and it's gonna be like a surreal moment. Like, wow, the twin Angels just hit home runs. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Little truth-telling time. The Angels system is not one of the deepest in all of Major League Baseball, but at the very top, there are a lot more intriguing players than there have been in quite some time. It starts with Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher that they got from the Phillies in the Brandon Marsh trade at last year's deadline. He's ready to take over behind the plate right now. Hit his way to the big leagues, absolutely raked after the trade. It's power, he can hit for average. He's a really good receiver, and more than anything, he works harder than just about any prospect I've ever seen. The makeup is off the charts. He's a great leader behind the plate, and he's going to help the Angels right now. Zach Neto was their first-round pick just last year, and he might help sooner rather than later. He was drafted out of Campbell University as a college guy who could move quickly, but I don't know that even the Angels thought he could move as quickly as he did. This is a guy who went to Double-A. He hit .320 after hitting over .400 in college ball. There's some power there as well, and he can play shortstop for a long time. So we're talking about a guy at a premium position with a really good offensive upside. And then a little bit further away, some benefits from their international efforts scouting-wise is Edgar Cuero. He was the California League MVP. That's single A, so he's just getting started. He's a teenager, switch hitting catcher, can hit for power, he can for average. Really good advanced approach at the plate. The receiving needs to come a little bit, not surprising for a young backstop, but he has all the ingredients to be a really good all-around backstop. Logan O'Hoppe doesn't have to worry about him just yet, but he'll get there eventually.
We're going to give you a couple of predictions. Dan, you go first with the overview. Will the Angels get to the playoffs?
I do think so, yes. I thought the Tyler Anderson signing is big. There's a sense of urgency in this camp. Shohei Ohtani, free agency is lurking. That's a real thing. Mike Trout knows it. Everyone on this team knows it. They were a really good team the first 7 weeks last year. They fell off a cliff. I don't see that happening. I see them as a wild card team.
Do you know what I know? I get that feeling in my bad knee. Mike Trout's going to hit over 50 home runs for the first time in his career. It'll be the first of 4 straight years he hits 50 or more home runs. Another prediction for you. We saw the greatest walk-year performance of all time from Aaron Judge, right? Led to a massive contract. I believe Shohei Ohtani will have the greatest walk-year performance ever, Cy Young and MVP. And I think that's why your first prediction is going to be accurate. They will be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I agree with you this with Ohtani. He truly is the baseball unicorn. Nobody has ever done what this guy can do.
No doubt about that.